their depth right now is kind of what's in question. I mean, certainly this was a team that had to change its off-season plans because of a tragedy early in the winter, and as a result, sent Shelby Miller, one of their young, promising pitchers, out to Atlanta so that they could get Jason Hayward. And, that deal certainly seems to make the offense more formidable. It addressed a hole in the bullpen, but what it did do with the starting pitching side is it took out a pitcher who's, been very reliable for this team the last 2 years, and really with what Shelby showed, especially at the end of 2014, a pitcher that the Cardinals had big promise for in the coming years. So, when you take him out of the mix, and certainly the Cardinals are very excited in what they could have in a Carlos Martinez and a Marco Gonzalez, but the reality is that those two pitchers combined have just a little more than a dozen Major League starts between them. And then when you look at the injury concerns with a Jaime Garcia, who's made 16 starts combined over the last 2 years, with a Michael Wacha, who missed half the season last year with a very rare shoulder condition that, while the Cardinals think they have a handle on it, really, if they're being honest, aren't sure what's kind of ahead for Michael in that regard. And then certainly with Adam Wainwright, who had elbow cleanup surgery this offseason. And again, Waino, is committed to pitching a full season and carrying kind of the workload that he has in recent years. But the Cardinals also understand that they're probably going to have to back off a little bit so as to keep him sharp until the end of the season and, as they hope, into October. So, when you have some questions with the injury side of things, with some aging pitchers, with the unknown of some of these young guys coming up, and with a little less depth than they've enjoyed in the last couple of years, I think there are some questions for the rotation. Certainly, if this group can stay healthy, I think they can be one of the best rotations in the National League. That being said, if they lose a piece or two, you do wonder where they're going to get those innings from.